action. Let me do some bosses real quick. Oh, wait, no, it's, okay, hey guys, new video here. 5 totem Heirophant totems. We'll do a one take right now, live on stream. Behave, chat. So this is, what boss is this? Shipyard boss is called the Constrictor. Oh boy. Alright. Oh, I forgot my cock effect. Alright, here we go. And I'm just gonna do this map, kill this boss real quick for you guys. So some hot and juicy gameplay here. And yeah. Oh, he just changed. Yeah, it's alright. Next phase, please. Pew, 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 pew. Pew, 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 pew. Pause the music so no booty blast. You're actually right about that, huh? Oh shit, dude, he keeps moving though. Where is he? He's right here. Got him. Oh, dude, I'm gonna die to this guy. That's not gonna be good for the video. Hello? What is that? What happened? Oh, it's a multi-phase fight. Oh, what is this thing? He keeps moving. Alright, I got him. No loot. Okay, anyways. So it's basically like this. You throw down the totems, and you hope that they, because of the recent nerf to like the AoE and stuff, you just hope that they kill everything before they move out of range. Okay, when they actually like do the damages, it's actually a pretty good amount of damages. It is solid damages. All right, let's go over the gear and everything. So it is a Heirophant. This is the skill tree. Okay, and this is what I went. I went with Pursuit of Faith, so I could have the totems last longer, and you can have another one. So that's like default. That's 2, right? And then this one, that's 3. And totem placement speed feels really good. Like with that, like you see this, I can put up 5 like real fast here. See? Okay. And then also with this, this one gives you mana per totem. So like you get a little bit of regen. You don't really have to worry about mana. You don't need any of this nonsense down here with this build. And then also, you know, the regen and stuff like that is like, it's kind of nice. But placement speed is so juicy and it feels so good. Okay. But you don't really need like 5 totems. Like this is like default 3. Right here, Ancestral Bond, very important. So like the Ancestral Bond gives you 4. And then of course, I chose to use a Soul Mantle, which I'll talk about later, for an extra one. Just for the memes. Not like the most effective one, or not the most like effective choice maybe, but pretty fun. Okay. And then, so we have Illuminated Devotion, right? And this is cool because this is like AoE, whatever, who cares about that? Spell Leech is kind of nice, so you can just run around. Your totems are just kind of booty blasting, giving you some HPs, and then spell damage, you know, whatever, 40% increased is like not that great, but it's something. So this is all of it coming together for the low price of free, because you have Arcane Surge right here on my self-cast Wither. So when I cast Wither with 2 stacks, as you can see my Arcane Surge in the top left, it just triggers like instantly. See? It's like effortless. So I pretty much always have Arcane Surge if I remember to like, you know, just tap it a little bit. And of course on bosses you're gonna be doing this. You're just gonna be spamming a little bit, you know. And so that's really nice for Illuminated Devotion. And then Conviction of Power is just for charges, and then also it's a little bit of damages and stuff, but that stuff's not really important. Just like very steady amount of power charges. And Dark Pact, this is a crit based Dark Pact, so you want to get this. Now, if you really want to get this and like, you know, get a little bit more defensive with Mind Over Matter extra, which I did take by the way right here, you can get this, but like instead of like Illuminated Devotion. But I don't think it's necessary, because like when you're fighting bosses, like watch. Okay, here, let me just show you. So if I have my totems up, right, and I charge around even a little bit, you see my mana? Look, I pop down 5 totems and then I charge, and then look at my mana. It's just like, you just can't run out of mana. Look at this. It's impossible. See? It's just so hard to run out of mana. Okay, so you don't need this stuff right here. Okay, skill tree. You basically get the totem stuff here. You got some totem action over here. I'm going crit, so I took big crit nodes here. I took some in shadow. You know, Ancestral Bond, as we talked about earlier, and then just life and like crit wherever you can get it, right? That's about it. Pretty simple. Took the life wheel right here. Pretty boring tree when you think about it. There's not much like variety here. You can take out Mind Over Matter. Some annoying thing is like this. When you get hit a lot, like a bunch of hits, your mana is going to go to 0. And in that instance, in maps, you will have some issues sometimes casting a totem or 2. But this is not a mapping character, okay? This is like just for boss killing, so don't use this character for mapping at all. It sucks. It's like so bad and painful. Anyways, that's like the skill tree. Jewels on the tree, you're just basically going for like all damages or any kind of defensives, life, cast speeds, non-generics if you can find them, and then Chow's damage is huge because this skill right here, it doesn't have an effective, it doesn't have effectiveness. It's just 100% effectiveness, which is really, really good. Okay, so make sure that you try to get as much flat as you can on the Dark Pact. So that's what I have on my gems. If you look at my jewels here in the belt, just like Chow's damage added. Well, that one's like, what is this one? Spell while holding a two-handed weapon. That one kind of sucks, but it's just for like the life and stuff. Right, so like Chow's damage added here, and just get a bunch of flat and you'll be fine. And as for what else, okay, that's it here. You don't need anything crazy like a Watcher's Eye or like Pure Talent or any of that weird stuff. All right, so that's a skill tree. As for the character, okay, so this is like not the most effective stuff that I'm gonna be going over. It's just like for fun. So, and someone just like put a penis in chat, Jesus Christ. So I'm going with the Soul Mantle to get one extra totem because like, when you get the 5 totems out and they all start casting, they don't die to Shaper stuff, it's a lot of damage and it's really fun. It looks really cool. So Soul Mantle for that, and then you do get Curse, and you can use Self-Flagellation here for extra damage, but I find that the curses are super annoying and they're like really dangerous to keep up on yourself. And if you get like Enfeebled, then you're already at a less multiplier, so like why would you even do that, right? Because like the gem, or no, the jewel is increased, it's not a more multiplier. Okay, so Soul Mantle for the funds, and also this is like technically a 7-link totem, right? Because like the spell totem is inside of the chest, so that's it's pretty good, and you just get to like do all the damages as if you were self-casting. So, well, besides like the spell echo maybe, but so you go Dark Pact, added Chow's, right? Because once again the effectiveness is like nice, increased crit because it's crit base build, conk effect for big damages, but like this conk effect is so tiny. It's like such Asian AoE that you might not even want this. Like for some bosses, like just it feels bad, but it is a ton of damage. Void Manipulation, nothing needs to be said here. It's just like for Chow's damage, and then Controlled Destruction. You have more than enough crit. Like my Dark Pact right now is at where is it? 52% crit, right? I put up some power charges here. Look at this, 73.2% crit. As you can see there, it's helped a little bit by my boots, but we'll talk about that later. So you don't like, who cares about the Controlled Destruction here? We're reducing your crit by 5. So that's the chest. The helm. So I'm going, wait, let's talk about gloves first, because this gives me Aspect of the Spider. So Aspect of the Spider makes it so that the enemies take like it's like a more multiplier, right? And since I don't have anymore, it's like a true more multiplier. And so what happens is it adds like Chow's damage for each spider web, and that's obviously nice more multiplier to Dark Pact, and it also gives me life. It has a little bit of attack and cast speed, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And then increased damage with hits and ailments against enemies affected by 3. Since you stack them so fast, you're always getting this increased damage. And so in the gloves, I have Culling Strike, faster attacks, shield charge, fortify, right? Just like the standard shield charge setup here. You can kind of tweak this as you want, but I think this is the best setup. And as for the helm, so this goes with it too. So this is also the spider stuff. So I kind of just went with like the spider theme. And this is Chow's damage to spells. Once again, really nice for Dark Pact effectiveness. And then it has, you can gain a power charge on hitting, but I don't think that affects you. And like I don't think it like really matters for the totems. But it has 9% chance of poison per power charge. So you got like 40-something% chance of poison. It's a little bit extra damage. Doesn't really matter at all. Okay, and then per power charge, increased damage with poison per power charge. It's just a tiny bit of extra damage. Doesn't actually matter. Inflict spider webs every 0.5 seconds instead of 1 second. So what that means is that the webs, instead of taking 3 seconds to do max stacks, or normally with Aspect of the Spider, you're doing it in 1.5 seconds, right? So like 1.5 seconds into the boss fight, they're taking 15% more damage, which is crazy. And Grim033 and Kaplan X5, mwah, kiss primes for you guys. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. And so inside of here, I have a cast some damage taken setup, an Immortal Call setup, and increased duration for the Immortal Call, right? So if I get hit, maybe the Fizz damage doesn't booty blast me, helps me a little bit with Porkies, but that's not usually for boss killing, so it doesn't matter. Herald of Ice, just for a little bit of shatters here and there. Mistel Ing, thank you for Twitch Prime. Appreciate it. And Herald of Ice, right, for shatters and a little bit of extra damage. Once again, 100% effectiveness, and that's the helm. Now the weapon, this is like super cheap. This is like a 5C Dagger that I found. It's just like a max attack speed roll because I want to be very mobile, and I'll sacrifice that for damages, right? If you want, I don't know. I think attack speed is very important. And then a spell damage roll, you know, a crit chance for spells because once again it's crit build, and 5% base crit is like pretty low usually. And then I have you know, a little damage added to spells. I don't have a Katarina, so I can't scour this for anything else, but it's whatever, okay? And 33 Chow's resistance. This is a complete trash Dagger, and all you really want, you can use a Bright Beak for more mobility, and it'll show up your resistances as well. But crit chance is probably like just the most important stat, along with the 27% attack speed, okay? You can also probably get a 26% here, and then just like divine it up if you want. Shield, same thing. It's a 100%, well, tier 1 increased crit chance for spells, and that's like the only thing that matter. Life on this as well, so life is pretty cool. And then a little bit of resist to shore it up. So nice shield right there. And as for the other things, Darkness Enthroned, so Abyssal Jewels, you can get like double Chow's rolls on this. You can get Chow's damage to spells, Chow's damage while holding a shield, and any other Chow's damage? You can get Chow's damage while dual wielding, but I'm not doing dual Apeps, so it doesn't really matter. And then this is just like life and Chow's damage. Okay, so the boots just get like the max move speed that you can get, 30-35%, get life, and then shore up your resistances. The enchant on here is really nice because you don't actually do any killing. So this 120 crit chance that you have right here is pretty much always on, and that equates to a base of what's 1.2 times 5. It's like 10% crit or something, right? 1.2 times 5. Yeah, it's like 10% crit. Something close to that. And so that will juice up your Dark Pact a whole bunch, right? And then in here I have Wither, increased duration, faster casting, and Arcane Surge. And this is super important because Wither with faster casting, you get off more stacks more often. My Helm enchant is Wither duration, so more stacks stay on more often. And then the increased duration, once again, more stacks staying on for longer. And then Arcane Surge, as you can see, once again, I was talking about this earlier, I tap it and then it comes on, and then boom, Ascendancy synergy, okay? And that's all there is to say. That you can also do, okay, here's another thing you do. Spell Totem Wither. Spell Totem Wither is also okay if you don't want to cast it yourself. And then since you have 5 totems, you don't really need that extra totem. It can become a Wither totem, okay? That's totally fine. And then as for... what else? Oh, okay. Impresence Amulet is it's Chow's damage, right? So that gets added to Dark Pact and everything else, and that's really nice. And so that's once again effectiveness for Dark Pact. Damage over time. I mean, you do poison quite consistently, but who cares about that? Life, Chow's resistance, and then Despair mana reservation. As you can see, my Despair, it's free. See? So that's really nice. It saves you a little bit of mana, more mana for mind over matter, and more mana for casting totems. On the rare cases, you got hit a lot from mind over matter, like the hits taking out of your mana. Other than that, these are like trash rings. I just went with like Chow's damage roll and resist and life. That's all I really cared about. And so yeah, resist, life, get a Chow's damage roll if you want to, okay? And that's about it. And so you get these 2 rings, complete trash, super cheap, and it'll be good. So overall, build's like not really that expensive. I mean, Darkness Enthroned, like giving 50% increased effect to the jewel stock is like really nice for your damages. Flasks, okay, so Silver Flasks is staunching, so Onslaught's like kind of nice. Removing the bleed problem is also nice. Experimentors, like this is like, it lasts a really long time, so 8 seconds of warding. It kind of like completely counters the Soul Mantle action. That'll like do a lot of damage to you, so that's really nice. This quick silver flask to just move around faster, and then Chemist diamond flask of the iron skin. This is just what I had in my stash. I don't think this is the best one, but Chemist diamond flask of something, get that, and then because once again you're a crit build, and so like you saw earlier, I had 72 crit. If I pop this, I have like what 0.28 squared chance to not crit, and that's like you're basically gonna crit all the time. And then Sulfur Flask of Heat just to solve the freeze problems, and a little bit of tiny amount of damage, and that's about it. What else is there to talk about? Build's okay. I gave it a 5 out of 10. Lightning Golem, I guess. I have an Empower link to my Lightning Golem for some reason. Well, I mean, because I rarely cast this, so just a little bit extra attack and cast speed. So that's really nice. You can also go with Ice Golem. It doesn't really matter. Oh, Herald of Thunder is also on just for a little bit of extra damages. But that's about it. And yeah, that's the build. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Bye. Okay, I'll export that to YouTube later. 5 out of 10, by the way. Okay, let's turn on the music. Build is 5 out of 10. I need to do these. Okay. Tao's